I need you to stop and think of this Arsenal team as good as they. They have a front three missing that could take them to a whole new level. Martin Ødegaard. Kai Havertz.
And Havertz is away through the middle, played in by Ødegaard!
Summer signing Viktor Gyökeres.
And here's Gyökeres, who does favour moving out to the left. It's Viktor Gyökeres!
It's crazy, it's insane. But it's a plan Mikel Arteta bets on everything he holds dear this season, that it's going to work out. Arsenal have been on a tear this season. Top of the Premier League and 6 points clear as of recording this. Top of the Champions League after beating the much-fancied Bayern Munich 3-1 at the Emirates. They're the team to beat now, and what's crazy is how they're doing this with an incomplete squad. Even with the wins and the performances, Arteta still knows just how much his team misses their captain. Captain, that's a strong word. See, Ødegaard didn't just become Arsenal captain by proxy or because the club needed someone to take up the position. No, it's because everyone at Arsenal knows just how good he's become.
I asked him to vote the captains, and I got the results yesterday, and by a mile, but a big 100 miles, everybody choosing the same person, which is Martin Ødegaard,
There's a reason he won by a mile. It's because on and off the pitch, Ødegaard makes this Arsenal team tick. But just how good is Ødegaard then? And what's the special quality he brings to this Arsenal team that will have them playing even better football as soon as he's up and running again? You can ask his manager.
Affects relationship, how it affects dynamics, and Martin has a big role in our team. That's why he's the captain, and having him on the pitch, around the team, in training sessions is already better. And when he's on the pitch and performing at that level, obviously it takes everybody's game to a different universe, I would say.
It's how Ødegaard has grown into a leader on the team. This isn't necessarily by being loud or vocally above the rest. It's how he plays. The way he plays. Ødegaard is a genius with the ball at his feet. Last season, as was the season before, and even the one before that, Ødegaard was Arsenal's most creative midfielder. His 2.4 chances created per 90 were the highest across any of his teammates in midfield in the position. In fact, if we expand the metric, it shows even more just how important Ødegaard is to this team. Last season, Ødegaard ranked first for the most chances created from open play, 1.9 per 90. First for passes, played into the box with 8.3 per 90. The most through balls with 1.0 per 90. The most successful passes in the opposition's half with 34.5 per 90. And the most pressures applied in the final third. These aren't just stats. These are outliers showing just how important Ødegaard is to how Arsenal play. Take the last two, for example. The pressure applied metric basically talks about just how much Ødegaard presses. It's leading the charge and making sure the opposition doesn't have any time on the ball. And at the same, when he gets it, he's quality. He's creating chances and setting up his teammates. 15 through balls last season, more than the midfielder with the second most in the league. Newcastle's Bruno Guimaraes, and the thing with Ødegaard's passes isn't just about the number, it's the quality.
Tries to weave some magic.
Wicked. It's hard to judge him this season because of the stop-start campaign he's been having due to injury, but it's clear now that once Ødegaard gets up to speed, he'll add even more creativity to an Arsenal midfield that is already finding ways to win. Just think of Martin Zubimendi and the tempo control he adds as the number 6, the box-to-box abilities of Declan Rice, and sandwiched in between those two, Ødegaard controlling the tempo. It almost feels like a cheat code. It will come good for Arsenal once Ødegaard gets back. The same way Arteta knows that once his big summer signing gets up and running again, he will give Arsenal an extra edge in attack. Viktor Gyökeres, the man Arteta claims will destroy centre-backs.
Well, I think his goals, his threat, I think he pins both centre-backs. He's a player that the moment you leave him with the space 1 against 1, he's going to destroy you.
But this isn't just a claim. Even though it hasn't exactly been the type of explosive start we saw back in his Sporting days, Viktor Gyökeres has already shown glimpses of what he can bring to this Arsenal team. Hang on just a second. We noticed something. See guys, we spend hours, sometimes days, trying to package a video with proper research and data to have you watching like this, and in turn, we're just asking for one thing. That hype button down below, if you can click it, it'll encourage us to produce even more content like this. Thanks. He ranks top in the Premier League for the most high pressures applied in the final third. We already explained what the pressure means with Ødegaard, the press. Gyökeres' pressing for Arsenal has been really key when he's played, because once again, we know this Arsenal team operates best when they have the ball and can quickly unsettle opponents. But Gyökeres is doing it even better. He's not just applying pressure when Arsenal don't have the ball, he's pressing even when they have it. This extends to his runs in behind and his channel runs to stretch opposition defences. Gyökeres has made more off-the-ball runs into the penalty area than any other player in the league this season. The point with this? He's always a constant threat. Yes, the goals were the main attraction behind Arsenal signing Gyökeres this season, but Arteta doesn't just need his big central target for goals. He's got other data that shows just how important he is to this Arsenal side this season. Across the league and the Champions League for Arsenal, Gyökeres ranks first for possession won in the final third, the most fouls won with 19, the most touches in the opposition's box, the most aerial duels contested, and the most aerial duels won. What all of this in turn means is that even when Gyökeres isn't scoring goals, he's still having a crazy impact on the team. A workhorse up top. 6 goals in 14 games for Arsenal this season. While it doesn't exactly scream lethal numbers, it's still a decent return for a man who is adapting to a team where in turn, his teammates are also adapting to him. It'll take a while, but it's clear that it's bound to happen. Before his injury against Burnley, Gyökeres was already coming to grips with how physical and tough the Premier League is. Once he finds his rhythm in a team full of creative players, he'll be difficult to stop. I mean, you can almost imagine it. Gyökeres making multiple runs and having players like Ødegaard, Eze and Saka finding him. Arteta has really built a unit with this Arsenal team. The most impressive thing about his Arsenal squad, aside from the results, is the squad itself. The depth. Arsenal are stacked in every position now. They could really field a second team of players who are either injured or don't start, who could at the very least be competing for European football in other leagues. And it's to this end that almost everyone has forgotten another underrated weapon they've got in attack. Kai Havertz. It's been a busy summer for Arsenal. Big arrivals in different positions in attack, but it'll be unfair to talk about this team and what they are now without mentioning what they can be. Once Kai Havertz returns from his long-term injury, he adds a different dimension to this Arsenal attack. Throw it back to when Havertz first arrived at the club.
It's been a massive handicap to them.
Havertz is a problem. He's a problem now, and that's exactly what he became at Chelsea, and that's the thing that doesn't make any sense about the signing. How can you sign a player who so drastically failed at Chelsea?
It didn't make any sense. Havertz was a problem, not because he wasn't talented enough, but because for many people, the question was whether he could really fit into the Arsenal team. Where was Arteta going to play him? Havertz's best position has always been as a second striker operating behind the main striker. Chelsea didn't use this system when Havertz came to England, so under Frank Lampard, Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter, Havertz played a variety of roles. False 9, a number 9, played out wide, even as a number 8. But in all these positions, it didn't really stick. And so when Arsenal decided to sign Havertz for £65 million, you could almost understand why most of the fans complained about the signing. It was like paying Chelsea to buy the problems they were facing. Initially, Arteta struggled with the Havertz situation, but Arteta had a clear plan for Havertz. He wanted him to lead the line, not as a traditional number 9, but as a facilitator, a clever operator between the lines in attack for Arsenal. A player who could drop deep to link up the play with his technical ability, but at the same time also understand where and how to get on the end of chances. It took him 10 games to get his first goal for Arsenal, But eventually, Arteta's faith in Havertz started paying off. He finished the 2023/24 campaign with 13 league goals, a season where Arsenal finished just 2 points off eventual league winners Manchester City. Injuries played a big part in keeping him out last season, but he still managed a respectable 15 goals and 5 assists for the Gunners in all competitions, 20 goal contributions in 36 games. And like that, you can see what Arteta gets when Havertz returns from injury. Just think of the German forward as a Swiss Army knife in attack. It opens up several possibilities too. Playing against teams that want to sit really low, Arteta can decide to use Havertz with his quality and ability on the ball. A lot of people believe it's going to be one for the other with Gyökeres and Havertz, but it doesn't have to be. It could be both, Gyökeres and Havertz. It would make sense too. Like this, you can see Arteta getting the best out of both worlds with the two. Havertz gets to play in his natural position, the one that made him a star at Leverkusen. Gyökeres, on the other hand, gets to play with a second striker playing closer to him. It means there's an even closer link from midfield to attack to supply him with chances. In the grand context of the team, it's sensational. The squad is stacked. Arsenal as a team is red hot right now. They're top of everything and are the clear favourites now to win the Premier League. But the fact that they're doing it with a squad that's almost incomplete at the moment is even more impressive. Just think of what they could be when each of the names we've mentioned returns. A midfield trio of Zubimendi, Rice and Ødegaard. They'll still have names like Mikel Merino on the bench, Viktor Gyökeres leading the line. They'll still have names like Havertz and Gabriel Jesus when the Brazilian returns from injury too. It's not a choice, it's a warning. Mikel Arteta and Arsenal have been patiently building in the works. Now they finally have a team that's ready to take the Premier League by storm. It's already working with the players they have now. And when this injured front three finally get fit and return to the team, Arsenal will hit another level. World-class football. What do you guys think though? Can any of these players actually take Arsenal to an even better level of football than they're playing now? Or will any of these guys returning actually make the team worse? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to Matchday Moments and hype this video as well.